Okay, greetings all. Alright, it's the chat room portion, so much love, and let's see who we got. Blessings. Greetings. This is Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel, if you're wondering. Yeah, whenever you are ready, I'm happy to connect.
Okay, thank you, Gabriel, for coming in.
Yes.
So first question is from Angie. I've been feeling extremely dizzy today, and I would like to just check if this might be from an implant of some sort, spiritual, or is it something I need to see a doctor for?
There is a lot of interference around you at this time. You are going up into the higher realms. And in doing so, you are connecting to beings that do not want you there. So it is something you can bring a healing to. It is a reptilian. There is a gray energy there, but there is much more. To send healing to them, to send love to them, and you will start to feel better. I will send you energies, but you can bring healing to yourself, I see. Now you have an idea of this. You will be able to connect with them and speak to them. It does feel like they have a lot to talk to you about. See, I believe you will be well. So, blessings.
Okay, next is Maryanne 9999. Any messages for me?
You are going through a clearing at this moment. A renewal, a soul renewal of spiritual awakening processes. This is up to you to have different stones around you, and when you connect to spirit, to bless these stones, whatever you want to have around in your presence. So help your vibrations will also help you ground. Grounding is very important in this incarnation. But seems to be, you are opening up your lifetimes also, Atlantean lifetimes. You have many there that need to be reviewed. I felt also biblical lifetimes also.
Okay, Maryanne's second question. Any messages for my sister-in-law, Cindy?
Be patient. Yes, I see there's many things you want, but they have not arrived. Concentrate on what you have, not what you do not have. There is a time for everything. And this moment is appreciation of what is with you at this time. That is the only message I have for you at this time. Thank you.
Okay, next is Thomas Peterson, or Peterson, sorry. Was I abducted when I was younger? I remember I could start to nosebleed suddenly. Was this related? And if he was abducted, who was it by and why?
Yes, a reptilian energy is also a bird energies. I believe it's a carrion race. You have many incarnations with this eagle species. You were actually once a commander of their race. It was not a negative abduction either. It was of much positive. It's just that you're having difficulties adjusting to this Earth's environment. So you're assisting. There's nothing of negativity that I see at this time. At this moment.
Okay, second question for Thomas. I've got my crystals today and they're beautiful. I tried to heal them and send them love, although I feel I have trouble seeing my light hearts in my mind. Is something lowering my frequency? And this cough that I have, what is it and when will it pass?
It is helping you actually release. So in this release process, there will be much difficulties. You are at a point of letting go many things that are not going to be very clear to you. You've had lifetimes as a water-like being, a water-like skin. And this is difficult to connect to in this environment. And this is another difficulties of connecting into this world. So understanding it will not be always a full, it will never have a full understanding here. Eventually it will, yes. So you're just releasing much. That is all that's going on at this time. And it is very difficult because you had many difficult lifetimes with other realities. Blessings.
Okay, next is Daria Daria. First question, how do we know each other? And she's talking about you.
We've had many male lifetimes together. You were a male, I was a male, within the Lemurian species. And angel-like lifetimes also that were angel-like. They were not of angel incarnations. They were very similar. And both of us were males. We also have had female lifetimes, and you were around, but I don't believe we had a complete connection there. It was more in your Pleiades lifetimes and Orion. Thank you.
Okay, second question. Can you tell me something that I would love to hear? An uplifting reincarnation, maybe?
Yes, there was a lifetime as a Lyran, as a feline. You've had others to follow that were humanoid. Very much into music. A music creator. A creator of instruments. And you took this, you could say you were like a rock star similar to your Earth, but then without the ego. A rock star without the ego, and you went to other worlds to share this talent of yours. And many beings do this, but it was a very successful lifetime. It was very understanding, did not have the monetary system of your planet. So it was a success of meaning people had much joy in your creations. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Moses. What am I doing in astral?
Connecting to many female energies. Healing many, but also healing yourself. Those that you have had difficulties connecting to in other lifetimes. It seems like you are going through a forgiveness of them and yourself. It is bringing you much joy in this reality where you are unlocking that as demons that have been around you in this lifetime. It does feel like you are becoming lighter in this incarnation. At least that's what I see. It is difficult to see it fully because of the day-to-day lifetime. It is difficult to fully connect to this. But it is, I do see it in a more lighter tone than in the past. Blessings.
Okay, second question. Are there messages from my main guides?
Yes. To stay positive. And you're manifesting what you wish. Transitions take time. Taking a long time. So just stay positive. Sometimes things take a while to manifest. It's because they're seeing if you truly want it. So there's reasons behind these things. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Sandia. Any advice or messages from my spirit on my current path?
But yes, we've been connecting to Yeshua a lot recently. Very intimate connections of healing, but also direction in life. This is already with you at this time. It is not for me to bring it out. This is very private. This will eventually come known to you. Your connection with him is very close. Blessings.
Okay, Sandia's second question. In a recent dream, I found a rock or seashell shaped of a unicorn. Do they have any messages, or are they simply showing me their presence? Sending love and gratitude.
One moment. That is from the elemental energies that you're very much connected to. To connect to your elemental energies that connect to Mother Earth is don't forget the Earth, which you do not, but connecting to the elemental energies helps you feel closer to the universe. Just having this presence, this partnership, because Mother Earth, be surprised, comes to many for advice. And you are one of those beings. You'd be surprised.
Okay. Next is Migs 1111. Any advice on a new place to live?
It is what you feel, what you are passionate about. If you're not feeling passionate about anywhere to go, then maybe it's best to just stay put. But it is what makes you happy. That is what's most important. It's not for me to give that. That is for you. This is your journey. But whatever you see yourself in the future, living in this place of happiness, which that is where you follow your heart.
Okay, second question for Migs. Any messages for me?
Yes, it does seem like you are being guided into a new direction. But to be cautious about it, this is, yes, very much a test, it seems. This is a test of soul growth, of a mission, you can also say. A new mission in your life. That won't always show itself. It is allowing your soul to open up and let new information come in. But it is up to you to make this choice for direction in life. As for this knowledge, this new knowledge, that is where moving comes involved. Just a big change is usually caused a disruption in one's life, but it's not always of the negative. But it is cause disarray for a good reason. It is for you to also have another perspective. Thank you.
Okay, next is Celely 415. First question, what type or types of negative spiritual interferences or spiritual parasites are hurting and harassing me?
It does seem like a negative Syrian energy is around you at this time. It is one that seems to have a beef with you because of other past lives that you have not. They feel like you have left them be, left them behind. You have, abandoned them. And this is why these beings are here. You can do a cleansing. You can forgive them, but also understand they're connected to a last life that you had, where they were dependent on you. You realize that on this world, many are dependent on others, and this reality are very much dependent. And you're going through a process at this time of seeing that it is quite. There are other beings around you, but this one is the most vicious, it seems. Mostly the self versus self. It's a lost being also. And to clear this is to send positive energies to it. I don't believe it will be there for very much longer from what I'm seeing at this moment. Thank you.
Yeah, she goes on to say that something is controlling my body and blocking me from my mind, and how exactly do I get rid of them and protect myself? So
I will send you assistance. It is calling Yeshua's energies to assist you. But go with our prayers.
okay, next is Xiao. October's passed and I didn't get the promised October surprise. Can you ask my guides why, as this is another broken promise they made this year?
One moment. It does seem like they changed their mind. Apparently there were several agreements that were broken. And October surprise did shift. It did change, yes. They seem to be holding it back at this time. And will not go. It was going to happen, but they changed their mind. It was between the two of your guides of them. There seems to be a struggle going on back and forth between you and them. So this is why they pulled it back. So there is disagreements. There is some more going on there, but I can't go into that.
Okay, second question. I went to a high-density temple 2 nights ago and met an Archangel, I believe. He and his team agreed to help me. Who is he, and what's the context of the meeting?
It seems to be not of public knowledge. It is not to be spoken publicly. It's more of a private connection. But it does seem like you're moving up on a soul level as for the realms. But this is not something that can be mentioned for others to hear. But it has a lot of wearing, a lot of feline energies there at this time that are protecting this message, this connection. But it's also, you are graduating, it seems, into more of a higher knowledge, but that's between you and your guides, though. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Raw N. First question, I'm beginning a 21-day kidney cleanse detox. Are there any messages for me regarding this?
No, it will be only message is that it will be quite refreshing, maybe not exactly what you might think it will do, but it will bring a healing to you. Yes, much good for you. Yes.
Okay, second question. Over the past week, I've felt a discomfort in my heart chakra. What is the cause of this? Thank you and much love.
That has to do with cleansing. At this time, you are removing. It does seem like a reptilian energy that was once there. It has now been removed. Also, it does seem like it was an implant also. You have a lot of connections with the reptilian alliances, and you seem to have healed yourself. And then healing yourself, they removed it. It was a type of controlling device that is no longer in use. Quite interesting. It was there to manipulate your energies, but you detected it and removed it on your own. Yes, I understand. It's your higher realm self. But it seems like more information as for your Palladian connections will come through more clearly than other extraterrestrial and spiritual energies. At least through your meditations.
Okay, next up is Carol McLaughlin. First question, are there any messages for me?
Yes, you've had many Atlantean lifetimes. And here you are because there's many mistakes done by the Atlanteans. And you warned them. of their decisions that they are making. And with that, you are coming back in this incarnation to be a part of the rebirth of humanity, reconnecting to spirits, reconnecting to its higher realms, and assisting with it. And you are just go about your day-to-day life. You are assisting with it greatly. And you will more connect with this. Just you being on this planet, such as everyone else here that are connecting with us. You're bringing much assistance, more than you realize, as the Earth is eventually waking up back to its old self. But it is learning from those past mistakes that still humanity has an issue with because of belief systems, but many are re-remembering their lifetimes. And that is where the validation is. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Carol. I had a reading where I was told my soulmate is in Agartha and named Sanok, and my aspect there is Lavnok. Is this true?
Yes, in other realities, yes, they are. Yes, that is true. But you also have a soulmate on this reality also. Maybe not what is called, not always has to be a lover. It could be a friend. So you have many here in this reality that have not been connected to that will be eventually in certain ways. But you've connected to many in the past. As for future connections, is a possibility. But yes, that is true.
Okay, next up is Jess 444. Can Archangel Michael explain the grid system he's building around me and how I can use it?
Much of this is going to be not for, well, yes, one moment. It's to enhance your abilities, but also assist with the grounding, but enhance your abilities here. Your Lemurian and Agarthian lifetimes are being awakened with you also. Also, lifetimes on Mars are being reactivated with you to bring a knowledge base back into yourself. This will assist you in your channeling abilities also. You are being geared up, it says. But it'll be some time for it to fully be used. Thank you.
Okay, second question. Any messages for me from my main guide, Daniel?
All he says is take it life day by day. And it does seem like you're worrying about the future too much. To just relax. That's the message.
Okay, next is Donna Riggs. First question. A black dog showed up at my house today. Is it dumped, lost, or out traveling? And do you know the owner so we can get it home?
It would be best to publicize this animal that has visited you. It has seemed to be lost from its owner. The more you publicize it with those in your neighborhood, however you feel comfortable with that, but it does seem like it will end up in your animal control from what it feels like. It's a possibility, depending on its owner they choose. Blessings.
Okay, Donna has a second question. There's a little bit of a build up to it though first. So she says, when Bianca channeled Prime Creator said that there are no mistakes, no luck, that everything is planned to the tiniest detail. So then everything in one's life, good and bad, all perception of circumstance, is known and meant to be. And I guess she's just asking if that's correct. If everything's always all mapped out.
Well, understand, you are part of free will. Well, yes, there is. It is not always planned, but you are of a living being. So whatever you do, there's no right or wrong of what you're doing. You're experiencing what you wish to experience. So it's all filled with love. I mean, if your environment is very unloving, so yes, it is all. Understand your mistakes only build you to a stronger being. So it is just you are following the path that you wish to follow. And not to say that everything is already known before it happens, but it is, because usually what we do not know makes it more exciting. When you see the few possibilities, but it's up to you to make these choices, of course. But yes, it's difficult to connect in this environment, of course. But yes, it is all. There's no judgments here. So,
are there any messages for Donna?
yes, Spirit says you're going on a new path. A path of more self-discovery, lifetime's discovery. And it also seems like it will take your future into a new direction, but of the positive. That's what your guides are saying. That is always up to you to make that choice, though. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Symmetry. Any messages for me?
Yes, it seems like you made a connection with your reptilian alliance and astral. They're assisting you in this earth incarnation. There are also, it is part of the gray agenda, the Zeta gray agenda on this world that is quite secretive for good reason. What they are saying, it has a lot to do with Yale. As for the college, that you are connecting with extraterrestrials of that environment. Yes, that sounds very strange, but maybe not to you. As for what is going on there, you are very much involved. You've had other lifetimes there. One incarnation, but alien incarnations you've had in that environment. Blessings.
Okay, second question. Do you have any insight for what my life will be like in 2017?
Yes, it'd be whatever you wish it to be. Oh, yes, one moment. You will have a more understanding of your existence, but still be many more questions after that. Your old questions will be answered, and your new ones will be unanswered for some time. As your incarnation here, it will still be a mystery for some time, for good reason. You have many things to learn here, and this is why it's not focusing itself too clearly. It's because you are on a mission of self-understanding, as everyone is on. But we can't give you the keys to the kingdom. You must discover it on your own. But that's all I have for you. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Chloe. Should I take it easy on myself next year in college by taking less classes, or should I challenge myself and take harder classes? I seem to get mixed advice from people.
This is for you to make this choice, though. It does seem like take a less classes does seem to be better for you, because you can't make a choice of which one you want. But you seem to have a lot of stress around you already, and adding more to that pressure might not do you too much good. That is from what we are seeing. It's decisions always with you, of course.
Okay, her second question is for her mom, Cindy. Do I have any emotional wounds that I need to work on?
A moment. You have a lot of connections with Zeta Gray environment, where some of them went too far in their experiments. And part of you is still feeling bad about that. Also, you have a connection with the Dolphin Collective, where the Dolphin Collective, the energies here wish to heal humanity. It was very difficult. Some of this was times at Atlantis, but after that also, you've had many incarnations of the dolphin energies. And they just sometimes they send their love to humanity, and it feels like it's so rejected. So that is where your healing can go. It is much release. It is very, yes, those are difficult connections because you can, as a dolphin collective, you felt so much love for life, and humanity had issues of seeing that love for life because of the tests they were going through. It was somebody, many of the dolphin collective wished to lend their hand, and they did, but they were not always greeted by humans in a positive way. Some, of course, but some not so much. Blessings.
Okay, next up is Susie Stroud. When will I start channeling Yeshua and or writing books with him?
That would be some time. Meditation is still much to learn, it seems. To just go with the flow. Practice. It seems like writing down the messages will help. Automatic writing. I believe you're already in this process. I would practice in that direction. It will come through more clearly. You'd be surprised. Awesome.
Okay, second question. Is Eric Metis one of my spirit guides at this time?
He comes and goes, yes. He is an assistant. He is many. Connected to many, yes.
Okay, next is Freddy Kulit. What were my significant connections with Lemuria and then Atlantis?
And Atlantis, you are very much a commander of many fleets of ships. Also, experimentation on Earth with animal and human. In Lemuria, it was very much a calm lifetime of peace, where you just felt... Understand, you had a Martian lifetime before that Lemurian lifetime, which is interesting. You brought that Martian energies to the Lemurians to teach them about the Martian ways. And you also saw of them approaching Earth to connect to humans, to change things. So you mentioned to others that this is a possibility of a transition in your cultures. It was never quite understood of what they were bringing, but they did bring much. Blessings.
Okay, next is Gray Joyride. How are my chakras doing, especially my heart?
They're doing well. Their heart chakra at this time is still healing. But the rest of your chakras seem to be in good shape. Your heart chakra will take some time for it to go into a healing. There's a lot of diverse lifetimes there that had much racial difficulties. Some of the black race, also some of the Indian race. The Indian race, understand, of the American Indian can bring much healing if you connect to it. And this is for others also. If you wish for healing, connect to the Native Americans. Their energies, their guides, that will bring much healing to your chakras. Also much knowledge.
Okay, second question for Gray. How's my ET family? Do they have any suggestions on how to reconnect to them better?
It seems like you are in this incarnation to be more human than connecting to them. It will come through. There seems to be, what they are saying, a lot of many things you have to do here still to have a full connection with them. It is coming through vaguely, but you have to human yourself still. You're coming out of it slowly, but you're still... They say to look at the stars and ask for their presence. That's what they say. They will give you a message, though. That's what they say. Blessings.
Okay, my name's Stacy.
Yes.
My first question. Last week, I believe, I think it was Saturday or something, I went to see a psychic, and it left me feeling very confused, especially about my relationship. And I went into it with a really good attitude and left it very open-ended, didn't really have anything specific. And she actually focused on my relationship. And I'm just wondering if my guides have any advice or messages on that.
Oh, yes. This person was very confused on what she was connecting to. Your guides did not seem like they wanted to really give a whole lot of information or clear information. They did not connect with her. They did not feel that she was the right one to connect to. Well, what they're saying is this is a journey for you alone to answer. The answers are already with you. It's for you to connect to those answers on your own. It is, yes, a very confusing situation, it seems, but you will be able to clear it out on your own, is what they say. This is the end of this type of situation.
Okay. Does my grandmother Dorothy have any messages for me?
Yes, she said there's hard decisions to be made, and she feels that you will make them. To put your life where you feel like needs to be. You will, yes, you're feeling agitated at this time for good reason. That's a sign of a change is needed. And she says that you will eventually follow that longing for change. A difficult decision, of course. But the answer is already living with you. That's what she says.
Yeah, I'm feeling very torn apart. Okay. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yes. Much less to you all. Right. Blessings all.